A few videos ago, I told you guys about an awesome tool that can improve your Valorant gameplay, and I'm going to tell you about them again, but a little bit more later. Oh, Veto. This is a very interesting agent, and I had a chance to play early access with a bunch of creators. He's going to be coming out today for all of you guys, and I want to talk about him.
This crosshair.
I forgot to change it. I kind of had the default crosshair because we jumped straight into it and I didn't have time to set it up. With that being said, Veto is likely the worst Sentinel in all of Valorant's history, and I'll explain that in just a second after I obviously clutch.
One enemy remaining.
Oh!
Since you already know, I've never lost a 1v3 in my entire life.
NT.
Alright, with that being said, let's hop into this. I gotta play Veto, and the first thing I realized is setting up his abilities do feel overwhelming at the start, but that's because I haven't played Veto. I still didn't get a setup with Crosshair. I actually deleted my Crosshair by accident, so we gotta skip these first two rounds as I was completely unfocused, but okay. We're gonna go to the third round here. I actually try to do this lineup because I see someone flanking. It is one of my teammates, and I want to help her out. Okay, cool. I tried this lineup because I want the trip to actually land a lot closer, so it actually tethers a couple people when she swings, but it lands a little too far wide. I do think the trip is actually very versatile. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't find much value quite yet. You're gonna have to forgive me. I'm still learning. It's the only game I gotta play as Veto. I throw my orb high to hopefully slow down the push as I retreat on a site. I also have my ult available and I have a TP ready. I pop my ult and it immediately saves me from doing significant damage. I then hear Raze pushing. I could fight the Raze up front, but I decide to teleport, so I end up behind her. I get a nice little pick, and if I repositioned it a little bit better, I think I could have had huge value this round since I had a lot of utility left, but unfortunately I get timinged on stairs and get wiped out. In this next round, it is now a 1v3, but how is Veto going to be playing retakes? Well, actually, this is where I like Veto a lot. You throw up this little freaking orb and I pop it, and if any util is going to come my way, it's going to zap it. I know in this case it doesn't. Instead, they're trying to knife me behind because it is a content creator lobby, but still it would zap anything coming my way, which is going to help retakes a lot. But still, I am making kind of a bold statement at the start. I said he's the worst Sentinel in the game, and let me explain why.
NT.
Oh, hell no. Bro. Listen. Maybe if I had better ping, I could have avoided that and reacted quicker, which, it's time to tell you about that tool I was talking about. Gear up. It is time for you guys to reduce your ping. When the servers get crowded, it can cause some issues, and those issues are about to vanish. I'm going to quickly boot up Valorant and show you that I have 60 plus ping right now, so I'm going to go ahead and close that game, download Gear Up, click Valorant, allow it to auto boost. It'll do everything on its own. I will launch Valorant through the client. Bada bing, bada boom, my ping is slashed in half and the gameplay is very obviously improved. And if ping reduction wasn't enough, it has cross-region play, so if you want to go over to the EU, sometimes you can reduce your MS by 70 to 100 MS, making it easy to connect with friends worldwide, and anti-packet laws, so it is time to stabilize that gameplay by making sure to use Gear Up. And in case you're afraid, they have an excellent Trustpilot score, so you can use them worry-free. Thanks to Gear Up for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to use that link down below. I set up a TP again, but the problem is I set it up too far. I'm not used to the range. You can see here I'm out of the range. If I brought it closer, I would have been able to get a pick here and teleport out, but instead I get a pick and then get traded out because I realized my teleport's too far. It's very unfortunate, but you could see the vision there. If I pick right away and jump out, it should be possible. Now in this next round, I actually helped the enemy ISO by stopping my Reyna from escaping and giving them a free 1v1 because I'm the best teammate ever.
It was body block.
Alright, but I gotta worry about this retake, not about throwing my game. And as you can see, I'm gonna have to explode out of this smoke, so I'm trying to figure out what to do. And the biggest thing is because you have to look at the TP, it's a little bit hard to register where to place them. And that's the thing. You gotta focus on where you want to reposition, but what's gonna happen? Because I'm so used to playing instant TP characters. Like, I play Yoru, you know what I mean? So the way I use my TP just didn't apply too much here. It applies a lot more to Omen players than it does Yoru players. So I was having a little bit of a hard time adapting, but then here's what happens. We switch over to attack and I start getting this feeling. That why did it feel easier to attack than it did to defend? Like, I'm playing a Sentinel, but he doesn't feel like a Sentinel. And that feeling didn't go away, and it was echoed across the content creator lobby, and then I saw it echoed across the internet. And I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. Veto doesn't feel like a Sentinel. He feels like a duelist. First of all, the teleport, while I wasn't using it accurately, we've all seen aggressive omens who can teleport on a site. There are very particular points where they can execute onto site by throwing your orb, and then your duelist goes in, so the orb is absorbing enemy util while your duelist grabs space, and as they grab space, you can teleport onto site to help with that space as backup. That is all actually very, very interesting, but it's also very duelist-like, and I felt it immediately. Also, you can place 2 teleports back to back, and I didn't have a chance. I only played this one game. I didn't have a chance to fully experience my man, but because you can place 2 teleports, you can go a lot further or reposition twice, even on the same site, completely holding 3 different angles, which just feels a lot more duelist-like and makes him completely unique to play as a Sentinel. Even his tether can watch flanks. It was the simplest way to use the tether, but can also clear corners and gather info so you know what to push. And the thing about pushing with him is that damn ultimate paired with the orb, canceling the abilities for your team and yourself, holding space. That's the most Sentinel-like part that the orb does. But then the thing about it is it's that ult. That ult doesn't encourage you to hold space. Well, okay, wait. It does because you can't get cleared. You can commit to a rat corner because you can't get cleared. So I should make that clear. There's gonna be a lot of instances where you ult as a Veto and the enemies are gonna dump util, not thinking Veto can still be there because of the ult, especially at the start. Like Veto will be able to hold a lot of rat spots very aggressively, 100%. But outside of holding direct spots, what it does encourage is for you to run the in and do some damage. It just encourages a lot of confidence, and I wasn't the only one who felt that. Like here, I get util spammed, and unfortunately we end up losing the game, so I didn't get to play many rounds as Veto, but you can see that I was just fully focused on dueling, just like a duelist would.
Defenders with
Now, as I enter the next game, I have to give my Veto spot up to the next person because obviously we all want to try Veto, so I didn't have much time. But I was able to play Yoru, which is my main, and I was very interested to how it would feel to have a Veto on my team and a Veto on the enemy team, right? Because the biggest thing is how frustrating is Veto to play against. This is going to be hard to gauge. This will not be a fully accurate opinion, and the reason being is because until we get really, really good Vetos, which come over time, I might not feel suppressed by the enemy Veto. But is there at least going to be an instance where he zaps my teleport, gets rid of my flash, etc.? Well, it's time to find out, because thanks to my main, I can clearly play a lot better. Well, the first thing I noticed when I want to play aggressive as Yoru, I didn't feel very suppressed at all because Veto wouldn't throw the orb early. I don't know if good Vetos will to make sure that main doesn't get spammed. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I feel like a lot of Vetos are going to hold on to it in order to play on site. So there's some instances where it doesn't feel like it stops me much. Also, the ability is way louder than anticipated, so it is possible the whole like he's broken statements need to be experimented with a bit more.
Let me try to go get Ditto. He plays B. Yeah, I'm checking elbow. Oh, one's really close. 7.
oh.
It's crazy.
Okay,
It's
maybe
so
we
good.
don't go to Ditto site actually.
And it was great popping off because would Veto hinder me or help me while popping off? And I actually felt that he isn't a great Sentinel, meaning you're going to have to double up on Sentinel. He leans duelist, but he's not like a solo duelist. You're still going to need a duelist. And it's just making me question if he's more frustrating than genuinely broken. I'm not too sure quite yet. I see a lot of plays be possible, but because of how things have to be placed, there are certain limitations that are set on this agent basically by force. And I don't know, a lot of people are saying broken. I thought he was broken. As I was doing interactions, I thought he's broken, but I did say that maybe the raw numbers wouldn't support that he's broken, but instead just support frustration. And I'm starting to lean that way. I don't know if he's gonna come out broken, but I do know that when you do get stopped by Veto, if you guys spam it and you feel that he completely negates an ult, if you do see a rat Veto that you can't flush out, if a Veto's orb comes out at a good time where you guys throw out 3-4 things and it's all gone, they're like all gone like boom in an instant, then yeah, I believe he's gonna be frustrating. But is it going to inherently shift the game enough to matter? I don't know. But what I will say is I do like how Riot is completely rolling the dice here and trying something completely new. Quickly before I let you go, again, make sure to check out Gear Up. Use the link down below. You get a free trial, so you can give it a go to see if it actually works for you. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Okay, bye.